Unveiling the alliance, North Korea's support for Russia's war in Ukraine. The ongoing conflict in Ukraine has taken a dramatic turn as North Korea's involvement comes to light, particularly after Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky revealed that a missile strike in Kiev, which tragically claimed 12 lives, was linked to supplies from Pyongyang. Preliminary information suggests that the Russians deployed a ballistic missile manufactured in North Korea, Zelensky stated, emphasizing that his country's intelligence services are diligently verifying these claims. If confirmed, this revelation would underscore the troubling alliance between Russia and North Korea, highlighting the criminal nature of their partnership. The missile in question, identified as the North Korean KN-23, struck a residential area in Kiev's Sviatoshinsky district, serving as a stark reminder of how deeply intertwined the Kremlin has become with North Korean military resources, including soldiers, ammunition, and crucially, missiles. Despite denials from both Moscow and Pyongyang regarding the deployment of North Korean troops to the front lines in Russia's Kursk region last autumn, experts have pieced together a clearer picture of North Korea's material support for Russia through satellite imagery, verified social media posts, intercepted military communications, and intelligence reports from Ukraine and South Korea. North Korea has not only provided vast quantities of artillery shells but has also supplied multiple launch rocket systems, long-range artillery, and ballistic missiles, which were first deployed against Ukrainian forces at the end of 2023. Reports from Ukraine's military intelligence indicate that by the start of this year, North Korea had delivered 148 KN-23 and KN-24 ballistic missiles to Russia, the very type believed to have been used in the recent deadly attack on Kiev, which also left at least 90 people injured. The KN-23 missiles are particularly formidable, equipped with warheads weighing up to 1 ton, making them more powerful than their Russian counterparts, according to a Ukrainian source. However, North Korea's arsenal extends beyond just missiles. A joint investigation by Reuters and the Open Source Center, an independent research organization based in the UK, uncovered that millions of artillery shells have been transported to the front lines via sea and rail. This investigation tracked 64 shipments over 20 months, totaling nearly 16,000 containers filled with millions of artillery rounds intended for use against Ukraine. Notably, one shipment occurred as recently as March 17. The Open Source Center's analysis of hundreds of satellite images and three-dimensional reconstructions of the vessels and containers revealed a staggering truth. Since September 2023, North Korea has shipped over 15,000 containers, likely containing more than 4 million artillery shells and rockets, potentially worth billions of dollars. This influx of North Korean munitions has significantly bolstered Russia's military capabilities in the ongoing war, which began in February 2022. Experts estimate that North Korea's contributions may account for as much as 70% of the munitions utilized by Russian artillery units. Hugh Griffiths, a former coordinator of a UN panel monitoring sanctions against North Korea, remarked, "North Korea's contribution has been strategically vital. Without Chairman Kim Jong-un's support, President Vladimir Putin wouldn't be able to effectively pursue his war in Ukraine." While some analysts suggest that North Korea has provided a mix of outdated or surplus ammunition, others highlight the introduction of newer weaponry that has been tested in the conflict against Ukraine. A recent report from 38 North, part of the Stimson Center think tank in Washington, detailed the types of artillery and mortar shells, multiple rocket launchers, and self-propelled guns that North Korea has sent to Russian forces. Tianran Shu, a military technology expert at the Open Nuclear Network, speculated that North Korea is eager to offload its older hardware, which may have questionable accuracy. More importantly, the provision of new weaponry enhances Russia's offensive capabilities while allowing North Korea to assess the performance of its weapons in real combat scenarios. This includes over 140 Hwasong-11 series short-range ballistic missiles, parts of which were discovered following a Russian strike on Ukrainian forces in January 2024. Looking ahead, the 38 North report suggests that as the war drags on, North Korea is likely to escalate its support for Russia by supplying more sophisticated weaponry, including anti-tank guided missiles, surface-to-air missiles, medium-range ballistic missiles, and drones developed in collaboration with Russia. If the conflict continues, North Korea's provision of weapons to Russia is expected to increase further, Chu noted. The combat performance of these systems in Ukraine will provide Pyongyang with invaluable insights to refine its domestic weaponry. In exchange for North Korea's lethal assistance, Moscow is likely to reciprocate with weapons and military technologies, further enhancing North Korea's offensive and defensive capabilities on the Korean peninsula and beyond. The first significant deployment of North Korean troops, numbering around 11,000, occurred after Kim Jong-un and Vladimir Putin solidified a strategic partnership treaty during a summit in Pyongyang in June 2024. These troops were reportedly sent to counter the Ukrainian counteroffensive in the Russian border region of Kursk. Reports indicate that approximately 4,000 of these soldiers have been killed or injured, with some captured. This high casualty rate led to their withdrawal from the front lines in January, although Pyongyang has since dispatched at least 3,000 additional soldiers early this year, according to South Korea's military assessments.